Well, hello. Oh, yeah, that's right. I left that like that. So, apparently I'm dropping a lot of frames. Like loads of them, like a third of my frames. And I'm not sure why. Looks like Unity is using a lot of resources. OBS. Chrome. I'm just kind of looking at where all the resources are going. Yeah. So yesterday I had a little bit of a play around with Godot, the game engine, as in Godot, and looks interesting. Looks in a lot of ways very similar to Unity, which is nice. Just more or less similar terminology. Big difference is that scene is different in Godot to in Unity. In Unity, a scene is what has its own hierarchy of game objects that can be nested. In Godot, it's pretty similar to that, but then you nest scenes within other scenes. So a scene is similar to the concept of maybe a prefab, because you can include multiple scenes sort of nested together. I didn't play around with it long enough to really see what it can do, but I have it in mind for a game that I have in mind, which is sort of a RPG style. But hang on, let me think of a couple of games that it would be a bit of a combination of. So there's kind of like a RimWorld element in that there'll be a bunch of NPCs who are living in your area, like your region that you own, and who, with a bit less control than RimWorld, they'll be completely self-motivated, except for no direct control that your character has, but your character will be able to, make deals with them, trade with them, let them know what they can and can't do, because your character is the landlord, so you're essentially in charge of what the rules are there, and to some extent make the local laws and so on. And you're also kind of in charge of what is allowed to be done where. So you can sort of go, okay, I'm going to designate an area, and you are allowed to grow your crops just there, for example. Or you'll go, okay, I'm going to build this hut, and then you can live in it, and you have to pay me a certain amount that I will agree to, and you can maybe negotiate later if you don't have cash to trade goods or other things. And you'll be able to like contract people to do things. So you'll be able to get an NPC and go like, look, I want a fancy hut, fancier than I can make, and I want it just here with this layout. And then if you could reach an agreed price, then they'll do that for you. So that's the basics. So it's pretty much just looking at 2D, probably, but isometric perspective, RPG style thing where you steer a character around. And I'm particularly interested in looking at, like, if I've got an engine in which I can update my scripts, not have to completely reload, then that would be nice. It's possible in Unity, but you do have to jump through some hoops to make it not wipe out your global state. So that is a thing. Well, let me just get that back up. And Let me get that down, and I'll just get myself. Where's myself? There is no self. This one here. Just get myself up here. Yeah, so I'm exhausted. I've been coding all day on a tricky thing for my day job. Trying to quickly solve a bug, but also not do it in too hacky a way, because that's just going to lead to more bugs. Instead, maybe do it in a way that will make for better frames. Man, that's a lot of drop frames. 50% of my frames. That's way too many. Something's going on here. I'm just going to have a quick look at my network. What? No one's using any network? Okay, so OBS is apparently using network, but it's not much. Whoa. I just changed tabs in Task Manager, and the system kind of ground to a halt, and I probably dropped a bunch of frames. I don't think this stream is going to go very well as far as how many frames I'm sending. Unless I go ahead and I think I might be overdue for a system restart. Do I want to do that? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to do a system restart and get back into the stream after that, because this is just, that's way too many frames to be dropping. Hopefully it is just something in my system that'll be fixed. Hopefully it's not just my ISP being basically just trash. I've stuck with them because they're not overly expensive, but around these parts, internet is overpriced, and it does not perform as well as it should, in my experience. There we go. Am I still dropping a bunch of frames? Yeah, I'm still dropping a bunch of frames, even though I've kind of closed some things. I've got more browser tabs I could close here. Actually got this one over here that shouldn't be doing anything. It's just sitting there doing nothing, but maybe I've just ended up with too many tabs open. How's that for frames? No, still dropping heaps. It's going up. I'm closing things, and it's just leading to even more frames dropped. I did have more tabs than I realized open, but that should not be enough to completely wreck my number of frames I'm transmitting. So what do we got? Got Aseprite open. Got my stream sketches open somewhere. There it is. Just sort of closing everything and seeing if anything helps. Like maybe there's just one thing that's tanking my system's performance or what have you. All right. Okay. FPS still keeps going red. It hit 60. Yeah, that's definitely still trash. All right. Well, I will be back in however fast I can restart this system. Hopefully no automatic updates are queued, because that is something I hate. When I'm a millionaire, no, that's not enough anymore. When I'm a tens of millions heir, I'll just hire my own sysadmin to just keep my system secure and up to date. because I'd rather just spend my time making games than like all of the time to keep up with administering a system when the OS manufacturer keeps trying to break everything and lock everything down to force everyone to use more of their stuff. For a moment there, I thought my frames were looking good. I thought they would stabilize, but no. All right, I'll be back.